Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to the pre-stream for Ask the King for April 2018. How's everybody doing? Hello, folks. Good to see many of you here in stream chat. I see the stream is filling up with viewers, which is good. Undoubtedly, in the next half hour or so, people will file in and we'll get started. Today is a very different kind of stream. It is not a gameplay stream, which is a rarity for me. As you guys know, usually if I'm streaming some kind of gameplay. Today is the exception to that rule. Alright. Every 2 months or so, I do an Ask the King episode. Sometimes I do a podcast in between. It all depends on what's going on with myself and my content and what time I have to do stuff. It just so happens last month, March, we didn't have time for a podcast because I was in the midst of crazy new releases. Sea of Thieves, Ni no Kuni 2, Far Cry 5, amongst a few others. All came out within about 2 weeks. So I was very, very busy covering all that, and I didn't have time for a podcast. So for many of you, you're like, oh man, it's been like a million years since Phil did like a podcast or a vlog-style stream. It's been like a million years. So I understand. Some people are like, holy shit, what's this? I've never seen this before. I know. Many of you just come here to watch daily gameplay, and you don't even know about the fact that I do these kind of vlog-style streams every couple of months. But, you know what? Let's get that changed. Let's get you guys into the swing of things. All right, so how's this going to work? Allow me to explain. First of all, some people have already been cheering before I even went live on the stream. I am going to give those people shout-outs and answer some of their quick questions here on the pre-stream before we even get into the main show. All right. Once I start the main show, that we're going to be answering forum questions from thekingofhate.com. Then we're going to be answering Twitter questions, and then, dependent on time, meaning I have to keep my eye on the time, what time it is, I may do a third and final section, of the show, where I will be doing Q&A with the stream chat, which means people who cheer, sub, and tip obviously will get priority, but those who also are asking random questions in the stream chat during that last segment, I may also pull some questions from the stream chat to answer here live on the show. All right, so that's the order it's going. All right, that's the order it's going. So just to review, pre-stream right now, I'm going to cover a few things. Going to do some shout-outs for your contributions. Then we're starting up the official show. I'll be doing forum questions, I'll be doing Twitter questions, and then I'll be doing stream Q&A. FYI, since the show does run for roughly 3 hours, I will be taking a couple of breaks, because it is 100% constantly me talking, which wears out my voice. So probably after about 45 minutes or so, each part of the show, I'll take a quick break here on stream, maybe like 5-10 minutes. And that'll also break up the show for YouTube, so it's not an ongoing 3-hour video. Instead, it'll be like digestible parts, okay? Alright, so that's kind of what you can expect today from Ask the King. I hope you guys are excited for it. Tonight, I am going to be doing more God of War. There is gameplay today, okay? It's going to be the nighttime stream at 6:15 p.m. I'll be doing more God of War. Alright, about 2 hours of God of War progress tonight. What will it be? I'm not sure. I just opened up the game to side content. So maybe I'll fast travel around to all the fast travel doors and see what I can find in regards to side content, because I just did that. Or maybe I'll progress with the story. I don't know what I want to do. We'll see tonight. We'll see what the vibe I'm feeling and what people are thinking tonight on the second stream. All right. Tomorrow, guys, it's the return of the Bloodborne Redemption run. Yes, after a week taking time away from Bloodborne, I'm bringing it back tomorrow. For 2 reasons. Number one, so I don't get incredibly rusty at it. And number two, because people are craving it. And sadly, the God of War streams have kind of tapered off to the point where there's not a lot of people showing up for them. And I think that people want me to get back to the Bloodborne. So that's going to continue tomorrow on my main gameplay stream. Alright. And then, tonight, tomorrow night, Friday night, will be PUBG. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, alright? Returning for the first time in weeks. I haven't played that game now in weeks. And from what I'm to understand, they are testing a new map on the Xbox One. If at all I can get into that and get it to work, I will try it. But I don't know if it's going to work. Apparently you need to download like a separate test server program or some stupid shit. And I don't really know the ins and outs of getting it to work. But if I can get it to work tomorrow night, I will try the new map. That should be pretty fun. If not, then tomorrow night we'll just be doing standard PUBG stuff. All right. Saturday's my day off, just to remind you guys. Sunday is Ultra Street Fighter 2 Salty Sunday. That's right. I have not played Street Fighter in over 2 weeks, and I'll be bringing it back this Sunday. Number one, because I'm craving it. Number two, because you guys usually show up for the streams and really like them. Number three, because I'm so damn good at the game, you guys, are really enjoy it. And number four, all right. Number four, the bottom line is that I need to practice. I need to practice coming up for whatchamacallit, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. All right. And that's the truth of the matter, is that I need to be in not rusty for when this comes out in about a month. And so I'm going to be playing Ultra Street Fighter 2 probably once a month in order to get, the dust and rust off of my gameplay skills and be ready for the release of that game coming at the end of May. All right. So, Ultra Street Fighter 2 on Sunday. Then on Monday, finally, God of War will resume. And then probably Tuesday, Bloodborne. We'll see. This week coming up will be kind of alternation between God of War and Bloodborne, which I still have a ways to go in both games. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Should be good. So that's the schedule. FYI, guys, just so you guys know, I do appreciate your contributions here on the stream. If you do cheer, sub, or tip, I will give you a shout out. However, today's a little different because today's Ask the King. So if you cheer, sub, or tip during the stream, I will give you a shout out. However, it may be during a break, or if you have a question to ask and you want to do it via a cheer, sub, or tip, I would ask once the show starts. It hasn't yet. This is still pre-stream. Once the show starts, please save those for the end of the show. If you just randomly ask a question 5 minutes into the show when I'm asking forum questions, I'm not going to drop everything to answer your question. I'm going to save that for the end of the show once I get through the forum questions, once I get through the Twitter questions. Then at the end of the show is the segment where I'm going to be addressing your questions from cheers and also from the stream chat. So I would ask you to withhold cheers, sub, or tip questions until the end of the stream. All right. Fair enough? If you want to get a question in real quick, now is the time to do it before the show starts. Okay? Because I will be doing shout-outs in just a moment. Also a reminder, guys, there's only 4 days left this month. Well, a little over 4 days. But I think I have about 4.5 days left this month. That leaves you 4.5 days to pledge to my Patreon and get in on the Patron's Choice playthrough. If you pledge $5 or more to my Patreon over at patreon.com/DarksidePhil, all right, you will be able to nominate and then vote on games during the month of May that will become a full playthrough. All right. Previous games that have won the nomination and voting process here. Games such as Super Mario Sunshine, Spyro the Dragon 1, Persona 4, the Yakuza series, various Sonic the Hedgehog games, a Crash Bandicoot, amongst others. Those are just a few of the great games that have won, and I've had exposure to games and franchises that normally I've never played before or wouldn't have played. And it's fun because you have direct control, a lot of control, by the way, because typically when it comes to Patriots' Choice, usually only about 20 or 30 people even nominate or vote on these games, and that's real talk. But yeah, it gives you unprecedented control over a playthrough that thousands of people are going to end up watching on stream or on YouTube. So there you go. All right. There you go. All right. So outside of that, the only other thing that I'll talk about, obviously I have Teespring. If you check out my Teespring shop, you can buy some pretty cool merch. Check that out at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. And, subs, we are driving for subscribers this month. If you subscribe to the channel, obviously you get access to all the cool emotes that I provide you, as well as the chat crown badge to see that you are an ongoing supporter. And important to note, today especially, I'll be doing multiple commercial breaks between the parts of this show. You won't have to watch the ads. Subscribers don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. All right. Outside of all that, I don't think I have too much else to go into detail about. I don't want this to become an incredibly long pre-stream because I want to start shortly. So let's get to shout-outs. All right. Let's get to shout-outs because more than a few people cheered and had some questions for this morning. So, all right. So, first of all, shout-out to Golden Colts who did a few cheers overnight. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for your overnight support. As always, it's much appreciated, and thank you very much. Genetic Gamer just did a 25-bit cheer. Well, didn't just do. This morning, he did a 25-bit cheer and said, Phil, let your fans know. Vote for Super Mario RPG for the Player's Choice playthrough. I think it's a classic that is a must-play on your channel. I tend to agree, Genetic Gamer. Super Mario RPG is an amazing game. I don't know if that would be able to be monetized on YouTube, because if I remember correctly, I believe it was made by a third-party company. I think it was Squaresoft made the game. So even though it has licensed Nintendo characters, I don't think it's considered a first-party title. So that might even be a good one that I could do the playthrough and not have to worry about, oh no, the videos get claimed by Nintendo on YouTube or whatever. The only difficulty I would have is finding out how do I properly play it. Is it emulated on the Wii U Virtual Console? Or would I have to emulate it on PC? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not sure about what methods it is available in order to be played and captured, so I'd have to look into it. But I agree. Super Mario RPG was one of the RPGs I grew up with in the 90s. I love that game. That's one of the few RPGs from the 90s that I completely mastered. I was a master of the timing during combat. I was a master. I learned all the secrets and found all the secret items and stuff in the game. I really do enjoy that game. So, could be a fun one. But just one example of a game that you guys could nominate and vote on for Patron's Choice. If you are a patron this month, you have to get in within the next 4.5 days. Pledge $5 at patreon.com/darksidephil. All right. All right. Genetic Gamer cheered again. He says, what is your opinion on the constant flavor of the month? So, for example, Minecraft, fidget spinners, and Fortnite, and all the people who seem to jump on them. I think that these people are frauds who purposely stream popular things in order to make a quick buck. Keep it up. Your content is at least original and honest. Well, Genetic Gamer, here's the thing. Like everything, there's a generalization, and then there's the group mentality. In particular, when you're talking about Minecraft, fidget spinners, and Fortnite, there are people who actually really love this stuff. They play it because they enjoy it. There's people out there who I've seen who are incredibly creative in Minecraft and have done really amazing, fun things in the game. I'm sure there's people out there who are the master of fidget spinners, and they could do amazing, tricks and everything to impress you, and they actually love playing around with the things. And in Fortnite, let's face it, Fortnite was released in the fall of 2017. It really didn't get mainstream popularity, all right, until just a month or two ago. So honestly, the game had a fan base of people who were playing it before it blew up virally popular on Twitch, okay? So no, not everyone who plays these things is someone just looking to jump on the viral bandwagon. That is a false statement. I don't agree with your statement. That was your statement, not mine. But absolutely, it can be said that there are tons of people who, when they see something becomes popular, all of a sudden, it becomes their favorite thing to do, and all of a sudden, they've got to jump on the bandwagon and play. There are people who maybe played Fortnite a couple times, but they were on the PUBG bandwagon. But as soon as Fortnite blew up, that's it. We're dropping PUBG. We're playing Fortnite, right? Minecraft. There were people who never played Minecraft before, and then when Minecraft got huge, they jumped in it because they knew it was popular. Now, back then in particular, when Minecraft was white hot popular, it was more about YouTube. Really, live streaming wasn't the big thing then, because that was quite a while ago. But still, it needs to be said, you're absolutely right. You're always going to have those people, all right? You're always going to have those people. There were people who, frankly, when I was doing videos on YouTube back in the day, I did gameplay videos, and only gameplay videos. That's all I did. Now, eventually, I did a little bit of vlogging here and there, but gameplay has always been my main focus, all right? Then, all of a sudden, when it became possible to monetize gameplay videos on YouTube, you had big YouTube comedians and vloggers who all of a sudden broke into gaming. Oh, all of a sudden, I'm the biggest gamer ever. I just never told you guys. And now I'm going to play video games on YouTube for massive profit. And they would bring their fan bases over to watch them horribly play games. They would get paid to play games for paid advertisements. It's ridiculous, okay? You're always going to have that. This is a commercial atmosphere. I hate to say it, guys. It is. Whenever money is involved, it's a commercial atmosphere. You're going to have the bandwagon jumpers, all right? Now, here's the difference. What you need to do is really look at people who have talent versus people who are popular only for the sake of being popular. And here's what I mean by that, all right? Without naming any names, the other day I saw a tweet on Twitter in my timeline from someone who is a humongous streamer, and they were actually complaining. Now, here's their complaint. Wait till you hear this complaint. I can't believe that I can't get another good staple game to stream. I mean, you know, Fortnite's good and all, but I can't really find any other good games. And God of War also has been pretty good recently, but I mean, I really would just like a good go-to game that I could go back to and stream and have fun with and entertain you guys, but there's just nothing out there. I'm not even kidding you. That was the tweet. I was reading, I was like, there are thousands of games. There are so many games. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone, you could find something that you could play and enjoy, right? And maybe get good at, and it could become your go-to game. So I'll be honest with you guys. What are my go-to games? Well, Street Fighter is one of them. Even though I don't like the popular new Street Fighters. Going back to the old Street Fighters, that's one thing I can always go back to. Some first-person shooters, you know, sometimes I go to Call of Duty or whatever. That's one of the things, if I play enough, I can get good at. Or difficult games that challenge me where you know I'm going to rage. For example, the From Software series, I would say, is a go-to series. When things are slow, I can always go back and play a From Software game and people will enjoy it, all right? Now, why? Well, folks, I hate to say it, it's because I have some talent. You know, it's because not only am I entertaining on stream, but I also do have some kind of talent when it comes to video games. Every video game? Absolutely not. I'll openly admit to you guys, I'm not very good at most games. And a lot of games, I'm flubbing around, I'm sucking, I'm not paying attention. I mean, in recent years, definitely I've gotten better than that. But over time, I would say it's fighting games, certain first-person shooters, and the From Software games that over time I've gotten better at, and they've become my staple games. So when I see a ginormous streamer complaining that I don't have a go-to game, what that tells me is that guy literally doesn't have talent. What he has is a virally popular following who probably like him because he's a jokester on stream or maybe has a good personality, but he's having a hard time just picking up any game and getting people interested in it. That's not good. You know what I mean? And what that shows is maybe this guy is one of the people, as Genetic Gamer is suggesting, is someone who jumps on a bandwagon. Oh, well, Fortnite was popular, so I jumped on it. God of War is popular now, so I jump on it. But they're not my go-to games. I wish I had go-to games. Like, well, then maybe you should actually get good at games. You know? Instead of just sitting there complaining, saying there's no good games. That's ludicrous. There's so many good games out there right now. Anyone could jump onto any genre. You could go to any genre or whatever and find a niche and get good at it and enjoy it and have that be your go-to genre. You could definitely see the difference. You could definitely see the difference between a streamer who's just there to be silly and have a million people in stream chat throwing money at them and versus someone who's there for the love of the game. There's a big difference and a diversiveness between that, all right? So I think what people need to do is actually start seeing through the bullshit. Just because someone's virally popular and they're the big streamer or the big YouTuber doesn't mean they're the best. It doesn't even mean that they have talent. It just means that for some reason, maybe it's luck, maybe it's the right timing, they became a flash-in-the-pan success that exploded, and because of their luck or timing, here they are as one of the top guys, and no matter what they do, they get popularity, even though maybe they're not even very good. You know, I've been seeing some streamers, been watching some of the streamers, and they don't really do much very different from me, quite frankly. What the difference between them and me is they don't have a 5-year legacy of people shitting on them on YouTube, saying that they're horrible people, saying that they're pedophiles, saying that they're scam artists and all that shit. Instead, people actually embraced them positively, and those people ended up being very successful. So what a difference when you don't get stalked by a bunch of people for 5 years and have your whole life torn apart personally, that you can actually be successful on the internet instead of struggling. Wow, what a fucking surprise. Like, I didn't know that, right? But it is what it is. You know, I am where I am, and I'm happy to at least know that where I am is somewhere that I'm okay with. I can wake up every morning and say I'm okay with who I am and what I do. I play games for the love of the game, right? Primarily, that's what I do. And then when it comes around to, okay, yes, every once in a while, do I have to make a business decision based off of income? Sure, that happens all the time. But at least I can say I'm here to enjoy gaming and have fun with you guys. And I did this before I ever made a penny doing it for years, you know, versus these people who just jump on the viral bandwagon of whatever's popular to make money. And then when that's not making them the big money anymore, they complain there's nothing to play. I mean, what a joke. All right, moving on. Genetic Gamer cheered again. He says, have you ever thought about getting gastric bypass surgery? Dude, you have no idea what gastric bypass surgery is if you're asking me that question. All right. Let's be honest here. Gastric bypass surgery is for people who are considered morbidly obese, people who are very overweight, who are unhealthy, who can't get around, and they need to make a change. And maybe they've tried diet changes, maybe they've tried exercise, and they just either can't get it to work or can't discipline themselves to the point where they can make it be effective. Gastric bypass surgery physically makes you smaller on the inside. You can't hold as much food. So therefore, you eat less and you will stop being overweight. I'm not overweight. I mean, all right, let me put that back. I am overweight, but I'm not grossly morbidly obese. I mean, I think last time I weighed myself, I was 217. And I believe that years ago, the doctor told me my ideal weight is around 190. So yeah, okay. I'm 20 to 25 pounds overweight. Okay. And I could burn that if I wanted. Through diet, through better diet, through exercise, through a lot of ways. I could lose that if I ever wanted to. It's not like, oh my God, I can't lose it. It's I don't try. Because honestly, it doesn't really bother me. My back is much better. It's not like, oh my God, I'm so overweight that my back is killing me anymore. Because it used to be. My back used to kill me. I used to weigh over 230 pounds at one point. And when I was that heavy, yeah, then my back was constantly killing me and I had leg problems. And I lost all that weight and I don't live that lifestyle anymore of constantly eating shit food and everything. And things are a lot better for me. All right. So I don't know what on earth, people are saying. Are you nuts? Gastric bypass surgery? Why on earth would I need that? You are very, very much mistaking me for people like Chris Christie or, people who are like ridiculously large and are so large that they're in jeopardy of having heart attacks and things like that. It's a much different situation than mine. So there you go. Kraft Dinner Official. Yes, I'm sure this is the official Twitter account of Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Dinners. Cheered and said, Phil, have you ever thought about what you would like to name your future children? What name would you give your boy, and what if it's a girl? My boy would be called, let's see, Melvin Amadeus, and a girl would be called Francesca Jella Jill. There you go. There you go. There's the names. Genetic Gamer cheered again. He said, if you won the lottery and became rich, would you still stream like you do now? Would I still stream? Yes. Would I still stream like I do now? No. I can tell you right now, I would cut down on the amount that I stream because just for the sake of my voice, it would be much more healthy. I would probably cover games that I like a lot more. Like, for example, right now, I'd probably be playing, I don't know, probably God of War is a game I would definitely be playing because I like it a lot. And it's a huge game right now. Probably I would play Street Fighter from time to time. But I would definitely cut down. I certainly wouldn't be doing as much as I do and talk as much as I do. I would need a rest. I would definitely take more time away, which I really don't have any right now. I would love to take some time away once in a while to do relaxing stuff, which I don't get to do. But, primarily what I would do with the money is pay off all my debt, pay off all my parents' debt, pay off all my, any debt that exists. All right. And then I would put it into savings, a lot of it into savings to basically support me for the rest of my life. And then I would donate a ton. More than likely, I would end up donating a ridiculous amount of the money because I don't need it. I don't live the life of a millionaire, and I never will. I don't want to live in a mansion. I don't want to drive sports cars. I don't want to have yachts. I don't want to be someone who's filthy rich. You know what I mean? I don't. I just want to be comfortable. I want to be so that I can wake up in the morning and have to worry about, oh God, can I pay my bills this month? Can I pay the taxes for this year, or am I going to lose my house? I don't want those feelings. I just want those feelings to go away. All right? And then I'd be happy. That's all I need. I'm actually very happy with where I am right now. All right? I'm very happy with where I am right now, where I live, and how I live. Okay? I don't live big. As you guys see, I don't buy a million things for myself. I don't go crazy with clothes or nothing. Right now, I'm very, very much on a budget that is very, very, what's the word? Modest in order to be able to pay all my stuff. And still, even with all that, I'm still in jeopardy of losing my house by the end of this year, which sucks. But that's how I am. Like, I would never want, oh my God, I have so much money. Let me go bling this up and bling that up and spend a ridiculous amount of money on shit. I don't do that. And I wouldn't want to. What I would do, like I said, I would just pay off all my debt. I would probably do some renovations to the house, a few things that need to be fixed or improved. And I would pay off all my parents' debt and anything like that. And then I would make sure that basically I have enough money saved that I'm comfortable for the rest of my life. And then I would donate the rest. That's really what I think I would do. There you go. Aussie Steve cheered and said, with the God of War stream crisis that's occurred, well, there's no stream crisis. Let's put it that way. But I understand what you're saying. The streams have not been as good as I would have liked them to be. Let's put it that way. Have you ever thought about streaming games that you are really into? A lot of people on Twitch loves watching a streamer who's very knowledgeable about the games they play. I think everyone would like to see you play a game that you enjoy and have fun playing rather than a new release that starts off with massive hype and then deflates very quickly. Well, Aussie Steve, that's what I'm doing with Street Fighter. If you're not aware, you know, Street Fighter, the classic Street Fighter games are what I grew up with in the 90s. Those are the games that I have the most knowledge and the most skill in, period. So, obviously, Street Fighter 2 is the biggest. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, I'm pretty damn good at, although I'm not, like, high-level tournament winner good, but I'm still pretty damn good at that game. And then, you know, Alpha 3, I know how to play it, but I'm not very good at it. And all these games are games coming out in the Anniversary Collection next month. That's why I've been playing Ultra Street Fighter 2, and if you haven't been aware, Aussie Steve, maybe you haven't been tuning into those streams, I've been whooping major ass. The last stream I did of it, I went random select the entire stream. The entire stream. So, just imagine that. I didn't even know what character I was getting, and the entire stream was just random, and I won probably about 90% of the matches, if not more. So there you go. That being said, guys, you know, we'll see what happens coming up with this collection. But yeah, Aussie Steve, I do exactly what you're saying. The problem is you don't seem to realize that, you know, number one, people don't want to talk about that. People don't want to actually say that Phil's good at the game. They don't want to admit it. Because, again, the big meme on the internet is Phil's the worst gamer. Phil doesn't deserve popularity. Phil's a shithead who was never good at anything. I mean, there's tournament results of me winning tournaments that people claim are illegitimate. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. But it is what it is. People are going to be stupid no matter what. So, yeah, Aussie Steve, I do what you're describing. You know, I go back to Street Fighter whenever I can. That's kind of my go-to staple game that I'm good at and I enjoy playing. You know, outside of that, I would say Call of Duty probably would have been that for me, except that I really don't like Call of Duty World War II that much because Sledgehammer game sucks. And the connections are bad. It's just not a very solid game. There's a lot of issues with that game online. Even though I still enjoy playing it and I do well when I do, it's just a game with a lot of problems. So I'm looking forward to Black Ops 4 later this year. Hopefully Treyarch does a better job. I guess we'll find out. All right, so there you go. Baseball. Did a 25-bit share, and here we go again with the trolling, but I'll do it anyway. It's kind of weird how God of War for You had so low viewers. I watched Tolo stream, and he had 600 people. All right, so baseball, two different things. Number one, Tolo and I have different audiences. Even though there is some crossover, there absolutely is crossover, we have different audiences, okay? My audience, literally, up front told me, Phil, when God of War comes out, we're just like you. We want to play this big, giant AAA release. It's so hyped. It's rated so highly by people. We're going to be playing it, and we don't want to watch your streams because it's going to spoil, but we will watch on YouTube on demand once we get the chance. And by the way, that has 100% happened. So unlike Tolo, who basically just live streams, I've got a whole backup system on YouTube of uploading my playthroughs, and the God of War playthrough's been doing very good on YouTube. So overall, God of War actually has been doing really well. It's just that the streams in particular haven't been doing good, all right? Because people don't want to spoil. They just want to watch on demand at their own pace later on YouTube. So that's number one. Number two, Tolo's been playing the game as a crazy difficulty challenge run. Apparently, I heard he's been playing on the hardest difficulty, and it's kicking his butt. But, I mean, that's part of the appeal of Tolo, is he's a very determined, very high-skill gamer who wants to challenge the hell out of himself to say, look what I did. I kicked this game's butt at the highest difficulty when it was a new game. That's his kind of his niche, and he's great at it. He's a much better gamer overall than I am. I'm not stupid to think that I'm as good as him. He's crazy good at games. He's way better than me. So his appeal is watch me come beat the shit out of this game at the hardest difficulty at launch. So that's why he's getting the views he's getting. People want to see someone who's, you know, has a high skill level take on this very daunting task of beating it, you know, at that level. So there you go. I mean, that's the difference. Tolo is going to have better viewership than me for games like that, especially when he's doing it at a higher difficulty. It's just that simple. That's what his viewer base loves to see him do. Me, my viewer base loves to see me just enjoy games at my own pace, do fun commentary and narrative, explore and enjoy the games at my own pace. But when it's a giant new AAA release that's so hyped like God of War, they're not going to want to be spoiled live, so they're going to watch the YouTube videos instead, and that's exactly what's happened. So, you know, I'm very happy to hear that Tolo streams of God of War are doing good. It's a very different style of presentation and gameplay than what I do, but it's not that my playthrough of God of War is failing. It's not. It's been very good. My views on YouTube have been at least 50% increased. In some days, they've been double what they normally are for the past week since I started playing God of War. So in no way am I complaining at all. You know, it's been good stuff. All right. Eternal Napalm did a 50-bit cheer and said, where are all the Xbox exclusives? I have no idea. You'd have to ask the Xbox dev team. You'd have to ask Xbox management. Why are there no good Xbox exclusives? It's funny because there was a tweet chain that went on a couple days ago. I think it was a couple days ago. It might have been a couple weeks ago. I think it was right before the release of God of War. And someone was criticizing Microsoft heavily, saying, why don't you guys have great IPs that are Microsoft exclusive? Where is your God of War equivalent? Instead, we're getting games like Sea of Thieves that have no content, you know, and this is stupid. What's going on with Microsoft? And apparently the heads of Microsoft said things such as, well, you know, it took Sony, you know, more than a decade to finally get these amazing studios and IPs that they acquired and work only exclusively on Sony games and blah, blah, blah. And we're really working on it. You know, it took us a long time to get things like backwards compatibility in line, and now that's amazing. But we're working on it, and we have confidence that eventually we'll get there. All right? That's kind of what their reasoning is. I mean, it's up to you whether or not you actually want to see, or excuse me, want to believe what they're saying. I mean, the thing is, Microsoft, on the flip side of this, some people who work for Microsoft management said, oh, I think that single-player games are dead. No one wants a single-player narrative story-driven game. Everyone wants an online multiplayer experience. And you got to kind of shrug and be like, huh? Then how could God of War be such a successful game? I think you're full of shit, right? What it is I think a lot of these game development studios, sadly, are trying to change the narrative. They're trying to, in their own minds and in their own companies, change the narrative to do something that's going to suit them and be more beneficial financially. So what's more beneficial? Sinking in 4 years of development, tons of money, time, and effort to put out a single-player AAA game that you'll sell once and that's it? Or let's do a 2-year development cycle on a multiplayer-only co-op game that took way less money and time to develop, but by the way, we can constantly do microtransactions and or sell DLCs to nickel and dime the consumer and have an ongoing revenue stream. And this is what these game development companies are looking at and saying, well, one's way more profitable, so let's just fucking do that. So let's change the narrative to make it say that people don't want single-player narrative experiences anymore. And if anything, what we've seen with God of War is that that's the complete opposite. It's wrong, it's false, and it's bullshit. So there you go. Shout out to B-Boy Cyclone, who resubbed for the 7th month in a row. And he said, open the door, get on the floor, everyone walk the dinosaur. There you go. Very nice. Pack of Wild Chimps did a 25-bit series. Will you ever go back to Overwatch, or is that done with? I'm pretty much done with Overwatch. I don't think there's any reason to ever go back. The things that happen over there at this point, for me to go back, I'd have to relearn the game. I mean, every character's been rebalanced. There's so many new maps. And quite frankly, it was fun for the year that I played it, which is much longer than I would usually play a FPS game to begin with. But I think it's run its course for me. There are many people who still enjoy the game, and that's fine. But for me, I think that the game is dead. Daggerborn did a 100-bit cheer. He said, what inspired you to grow a goatee? Quite honestly, two things. All right. Number one, I have very sensitive skin. I do. It's very annoying. I have a very pale, sensitive skin. I get acne. I get ingrown hairs. I get a bunch of nasty shit. Now, you guys usually don't see this, even though I'm on webcam all the time, because I do my best to try to, cover it up and or make it not a prominent thing on stream, all right? But I've had it my whole life. It's very annoying. In particular, when I had my office job from the years of like 2006 till 2010, I had to shave constantly. And when I did, I had a lot of issues with facial acne and hairs and stuff. It really was annoying as fuck, all right? So, eventually I said, I just want to grow a beard, because that way I don't have to worry about constant shaving or whatever and having this issue with this constantly sensitive, irritated skin that's bothering me all the time, all right? So that's number one. That's one reason, all right? Number two, when I lost my office job, when I was laid off in 2010, I wanted to make a significant life change. I said, I want to do something completely differently. I want to change up who I am. Not to say that the person I am, but I want to show something symbolic, to show that things have changed, and now I'm going to be my own independent person. I'm going to really struggle and drive to make things work and do what I want to do for a living for an extended period of time. And so I went ahead and I grew my hair out, I grew a goatee, and I started doing YouTube full time. And it kind of all went in hand. And since then, since I've been doing this for my job for how many years now? 8 years. I've always kept that look. So there you go. There's your honest answer. Romy Rowe did 100-bit cheers. He says, I agree. Watching your older playthroughs, your voice has changed a lot. Well, yeah. The thing is, my stream is all worn. My stream. Boy, let me try this again. My voice is all worn out. All right, it is. I've been doing so much streaming now in the past year to year and a half, way more than I used to, that my voice is now, I can't do anything high-pitched. I can't. I used to be able to sing or scream high-pitched. I can't even do it anymore. You know, my voice has gotten deeper over the years. I know that. That's something natural. You know, radio hosts will tell you, too. This happens naturally for people who talk constantly, that your voice will get deeper and you will lose ability to do certain things with your voice that maybe you did in your youth. All right? Yeah, what I'm just hoping is that eventually I'll get to a position where I will be able to keep it under control and it doesn't get so bad. Because I'll be honest, right now it's okay. But just a couple months ago, I'd say for almost a 6-month run through the fall, my voice was bad. Some days I could barely talk. It was swollen. It was hoarse. It was real bad. And now finally it seemed to have calmed down. And it's a little bit on the better side now, which is good. But I can't get to the point where I'm losing my voice and now I can't work. So I'm hoping to find the right balance. I think right now having the day off a week where I'm not streaming at all, so I'm not constantly talking, is actually helping me significantly, and I need to keep that up. I think the problem was last year, I literally never had a day off. I was streaming every day last year, so I honestly think that's why things got so bad, okay? Aussie Steve, I have no idea. I'm just going to be honest with you, Aussie Steve. Your question is about another streamer. I don't know. I think people like to be negative and like to bring up negative stuff about streamers. And so they like to bring in negative memes about other streamers into my chat. And I've already had words with them about it several times. I don't agree with it. I don't think that people should be in here or anyone else's chat being negative about other streamers or YouTubers at all. I hate it when people even bring up other streamers or YouTubers in a negative light. So I don't like that people bring in these stupid memes to be nasty to other people. I think it's fucked up. So I don't know anything about it, all right? I really don't. Aussie Steve, if you want an honest answer, you have to ask the people who are doing what they're doing, because all those memes and all that stupid shit goes right over my head. I have no idea about any of the negative memes or anything. Half the time, the memes about me, I don't even fucking understand, and it takes a million years for me to even understand what the fuck they're talking about. So, there you go. Alright, Ollie Guy cheered. He said, will you ever do another Dark Souls 3 run? Yes, I will. Eventually, I'm going to, and you know there's going to be demand for it, because if you guys remember, when I played Dark Souls 3, I played it early, which means apparently like the first 5 to 6 hours of the game were easier than they were supposed to be, which I still don't believe. I think it's bullshit. But apparently the game was supposedly easier than it should have been. And keep in mind, you know, that even though I did decently playing Dark Souls 3, there was a lot of things in that game that whooped my ass. So to go back to Dark Souls 3 and re-experience it from the ground up with the DLCs and everything, I think people want to see that eventually. Am I doing it right away? No. But eventually, maybe next year, maybe the year after, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. You know, there's a time for everything. There you go. Anything else? No, I guess that's it. Excuse me. Tickle in my throat. And by the way, I apologize, guys. Number one, my air conditioner is blasting because it is very hot outside. Today, it's 80-plus degrees in Washington State. We're having a heat wave, but the heat wave is breaking tomorrow. So as of tomorrow, hopefully, I won't need to have this stuff blasting anymore. So there you go. Oh, one more quick question. Baseball says, when I return to Bloodborne, am I doing the DLC? Yes, I've said all along I'm doing the DLC. Right now I'm in the Nightmare of Mensis. I'm going to continue on with the Nightmare of Mensis, which I'm in the middle of. And once I'm done with the Nightmare of Mensis, then I'll do the DLC. Because guess what? The DLC was always intended to be post-game content. It was not meant to be played during the course of the game. Because the enemies are the hardest, the bosses are the hardest. It was meant to be post-game content. So I'll play through the Nightmare of Mensis when I'm done with that tomorrow. If I finish it tomorrow, I don't know if I will. Then we'll go over and we'll go to the Old Hunters, which is what I should have done to begin with, and not listen to people trolling me and trying to get me to go in there at level 60, which I couldn't even hurt the fucking enemies, and they were insta-killing me. What a waste of time that was. Alright. A1 Sukun, if that's how you say your name, I apologize, cheered and said, what do I have to do for you to play I Want to Be the Guy? Well, a great opportunity here. Alright. A great opportunity here, dude. Pledge to my Patreon in the next 4.5 days, $5 or more, and then nominate the game as the Patriots' Choice playthrough, and then campaign on my forums to get people to vote for it. This is a great opportunity for people to get me to play games that normally I wouldn't play. I Want to Be the Guy, definitely a game that could be played in there. Alright, so there you go. Alright, guys, that is it. Thank you let's end the pre-stream and let's begin with the formal Ask the King show. I have many questions to get to from the forums and from Twitter. And, of course, at the end of the show, if their time permits, I will be taking questions from you guys in the stream chat here as well. All right. That Indiglow just subscribed for the 5th month in a row. Thank you, Indiglow, for the resub. And Eternal Napalm actually also cheered. He said, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem for Player's Choice playthrough. It's a classic Lovecraftian horror game. Pick the green artifact so your sanity effects are more intense throughout the game. There you go. Okay, another game to be nominated and voted on for Patron's Choice for sure. Baseball cheered. He said, okay, I want to see you finally beat Ludwig since he's much easier in new game and you're the right level. You should have no problem, and I hope you enjoy the victory. All right. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's get started with Ask the King. Thank you guys for your support. Again, reminder, if you do cheer, sub, or tip during the stream, I will give you shout-outs. However, all right. Oh, hold on a second. Apparently Curse, I just got an email. Apparently Curse is moving to Amazon systems for their management of all of their information. Sounds to me like Curse is, even though they've been owned by, I know Curse was owned by Amazon. I knew that. I knew they were part of it. Apparently now they're requiring you to just update your personal information. That's interesting. So maybe Curse will be more integrated in with Amazon. It's funny because Curse, I'm partnered with, they're part of Amazon. All right. And Twitch, I'm partnered with. They're part of Amazon. So everything I do now is part of Amazon. Pretty crazy, huh? All right, anyway. Let's end this pre-stream and let's get started with the show. Remember, guys, if you cheer, sub, or tip during the show, I will give you a shout-out. However, if it is a question you're asking me, please save that for the end segment of the show. Let's get through the forum questions and let's get through the Twitter questions first before we get to the final segment of the show where I'll be answering those kind of questions. All right? Sounds good? All right. Thank you, guys. Let's end the pre-stream and let us begin with Ask the King. Here we go.